Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Hi, and welcome back to another Realistic Sustainability Educational Short. This one, I'm going to talk a little more from the heart or a little more from myself. I spend a lot of time paying attention to how people operate and how they work and how just to get a better understanding of people. And one thing I've learned is that when it comes to environmental issues or sustainability issues, everybody thinks it has to be a fight. Everybody thinks that everything has to be a protest or an action or a call to action, and it really doesn't. All that does is create conflict. And I know in some cases, this is annoying to some of you. It's kind of ingrained since the 60s and 70s that you tie yourself to a tree or we go do these things to be seen. But I'll be honest, since the internet, it's already being seen. If people aren't making choices or differences in what they're doing it on purpose. They've seen people tied to trees. They've seen people stand in front of even tanks or bulldozers. At this point, what they need to see is people doing it. That is more important. So this short is really talking about the importance of action, not activism. Activism's gotten to a point now that people just immediately protest for anything. Doesn't matter what it is. But if they just see a bunch of people doing something, you'd be amazed how quickly others make that change. No different from conversations that I've had about taking grocery bags, my cotton bags prior to COVID, and all the questions and conversations around that, to just the simple actions of taking plastic silverware to work or using an electric lawnmower in town. These are all things that create conversation. I can tell you there's already 2 more electric mowers in town. If we're yelling and we're screaming and we're fighting, we're just part of the same noise that everybody hears about everything. You can't turn on a radio or television without anger and fighting. So every time we bark, yell, scream, and throw a fit, well, we just kind of blend into the rest of the noise. Kindness speaks volume. You want to know why the Edible Landscape Project has gotten so much attention here in Duran? Well, a big part of that is there was no anger involved. The people who tried to oppose it, they said some pretty nasty things. They predicted some ugly, ugly things for our town, but none of those came to fruition. We continued to smile, we continued to plan, and we continued to work. And here we are, coming in towards the end of the season, and none of these crazy things happened to our town. You know what happened in our town? People ate free vegetables. That speaks volumes, because those people who spoke out and those people who were mad and saying all the terrible things that were going to happen, we can now say, hey, see, kindness isn't bad. And now we have traction on a sustainability program in this town. Just so you know, next month, I go to City Council to ask them, because of its success, to make it a permanent part of Duran's city's project list. It'll become part of the budget and live on forever. Why? Because we nodded, we smiled, we did the work, and now we have the results. And no one can debate them. Now, if we just would have said, hey, this'll work, I promise, very few people would have listened. Instead, we did it. It was the action that really made a difference. And in that action, I won't say that other actions didn't stem from it, but we have certainly added a lot of good programs. A lot of people have joined into cleaning the city. There's a food pantry now that someone donated and that the city put up in town. There is all kinds of positive programs going parallel with this one. These are all things that people wanted in the past, and they talked about. They just didn't do. It's that action. Doing is greater than saying 100% of the time. On top of the fact that activism almost always is going to get you bad press. You're going to get negativity. People are going to speak about whatever you're trying to get out there in a negative light. Activism was designed to create attention. In today's internet world, everything has attention. anything can have attention. Everybody has exposure. That's why the concept of we're just trying to get the message out there, well, that's obsolete. What we need to do is just do it. Nike told us this when we were a kid, and they weren't wrong. If we just do it, people will see the result. People will be able to feel those results. We want to reduce the fight. We want to prove the good. Spend a lot of time focusing on the positive. Tying sustainability to good is a big deal. If whatever their project is you want to do, if you're thinking solar power is the way to go out there and find some grants. Partner up with a business or an organization and work together to get that grant. Get those things on that roof and then prove that it saves them money. Not just say. We want to go and create actions. I guarantee you, if you're listening to this, you've had a good idea. Get that good idea structured. Go find some people who will help you and do it. And when you do, post it on our sites, because personally, I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for listening to this short. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, maybe, just maybe, we'll get to see your program on the Greening Your Life homepage or on the Facebook group or the Facebook page. I personally look forward to it. So if you like this episode, please share it with a friend. Or if you know someone with a great idea, share it with them. If you want to help support realistic sustainability in some other ways, you can become a monthly sustainer on our Anchor hosting site for less than $1 a month, or just leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. Those help way more than you think. Thank you again for listening, and I do mean that from the bottom of my heart. Remember, we only have to get a little better each day. It's that little bit that really grows into the big bit. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Hi, this is Mike, co-host of Realistic Sustainability, the podcast, which you probably already know, but I'm also the author of A Beginner's Guide to Greening Your Life. That was the book that led to our Facebook page, our Facebook group, and, well, even this show. It offers tips on promoting your positive footprint while decreasing your carbon footprint. So if you want to read what started all of this, get A Beginner's Guide to Greening Your Life, available on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or just visit greeningyourlife.org for more information. Thank you for joining the sustainable movement and promoting a greener future.